How's it going, everybody? Ryan here, aka Blackbeard TCG, and today I have a interesting video for you guys. Today I have my little Zoro build. This deck is extremely fun. I'm enjoying it a ton. This is a build that has started to have a little bit more popularity, and I'll explain why and exactly how this deck is played, as well as have a gameplay match. I'll hop into a lobby, see if I'm able to get a match, and show you guys the deck in action. So Zoro, let's talk about him. As you guys know, Zoro is going to be the deck that I'm building, but I'm not going to be playing this version because this version requires cards in set 2, as well as some promos that we're not going to have access to once the card game is released here for the English version. So Zoro, as we all know, boosts up all of your characters by 1000 power once you have a Dawn attached to him. So what is the idea behind this deck? What is Little Zoro Beatdown? What is the idea behind this? Well, a lot of Asian players have come up with the idea of abusing Sunny-kun and other cards. So Sunny-kun is 3000 power with 1 cost, right? Vanilla. Cute, right? Very cute. Nothing really flashy about this card. With Zoro, he becomes 4k. You still can't swing into the leader because of that, right? Okay, that's fine. Well, if you attach 1 Dawn to him, now he can swing. So effectively, you only need to have 1 Dawn attached to your Zoro, which is fine because you're going to swing with your Zoro every turn anyways. You're going to be playing super aggressively. But then now all you have to also do is just attach 1 Dawn to Sunny, and he's a character that can swing into your opponent for a 1 cost. That is very good. But where the deck gets extremely nutty is Makino. And Makino is very, very strong because on play, sorry, not on play, you can activate on your main. So if she stays alive, you can keep using this effect. You can rest her, and a character with a cost of 1 gets 3000 power. So a sick play is to have Sunny-kun, attach 1 Dawn to Zoro. Sunny-kun is effectively 4000. And then if you have Makino, all you do is tap Makino, and your Sunny-kun is 7k. Your 1 drop is now 7k, forcing your opponent to have to use 2 cards to block or to use an event just to stop your 1 drop Sunny-kun, right? You have Karu, which is literally exactly like Sunny, except Sunny's Wisdom and Karu's Strike, but that doesn't matter right now in this current format. So you have that. You can also swing with your Nami. You can swing with Chopper, which of course is not ideal because Chopper is your blocker. In fact, it's the only blocker we're running. But it is a card that you can run in order to continue to swing at your opponent, right? Again, with Zoro, he is 2k. With Makino, he becomes 5k. So if you are in that situation where you're trying to go for game, well, then you have another card that you can swing with. Of course, you have Otama, but Otama's not ideal. But Otama opens up your Jet Pistol combo, which you definitely need, as well as a 2k counter. And then you have Curly Dedan. Now, Curly is really, really good because Curly will allow you to pull any of the pieces you need. Do you need your Sunny-kun to be aggressive and Karu to be aggressive? Do you need a blocker? Do you want Nami to maybe search for your Luffy or your Zoro? Or do you need to get your Makino, right? So this card is very, very strong for this deck, and you have to run 4 of it. Gordon, which is a promo, is also really good. You can swing with him, but he's also very interesting because you can give one of your opponent's characters with minus 3000 power, you can give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3000 power. There we go. By returning it to the bottom of your deck, which is actually pretty good because that allows you to get over some of the more beefier cards and more beefier blockers without investing too much Dawn. Because again, you want to invest your Dawn in order to boost up your characters. And so instead of having to invest, like this card is effectively, think of this as like 3 Dawn, right? Like I know that sounds kind of weird, but because you get to minus 3000 power, then it's effectively adding 3 Dawn to one of your characters. But then you can, like, if you think about it, you're taking 1 card off the board because you're returning it back to the bottom of the deck. If you use 1 Dawn for it, so that's 2 cards. So you're basically getting 1 card value out of it, which is still a plus, right? So this card's just really good. It's just a really good card. It can also open up Jet Pistol if needed, right? Because it's minus 3000 compared to minus 2000. So that's great. Again, that's promo, so that's why we can't play it. Sunny-kun is also promo, which is why we also can't play it. Curly Dan is set 2. And then Yuta as well is really, really good because Yuta allows you to pull any of your main pieces back from your trash. I've used this before to pull back a Zoro to go for game. I used this before to pull back a Makino to go for game. It's just absolutely cracked. We have Brook as well as a character that we can swing with attached to Dawn. And then, of course, we have our Zoro and Luffy's to try to finish out the game and the surprise factor for our opponent. So this is Little Zoro Beatdown. This is my build. Let's see if we can hop into a match and show you guys some gameplay. Okay guys, so I literally just made a room called Testing Zoro Build. Let's see if anybody joins. Hopefully somebody will join and I can get you guys some gameplay. Oh, somebody joined. Okay, so we are going up against Mr. Pacifista, playing Sakazuki. So let's go ahead and say we want to go first. We're going to throw this back because we don't see any of our main pieces. Okay, well, still don't really have anything, but it's at least playable. So let's go ahead and play Karu and pass. See if he has a blocker here on turn 1. He could play Corazon. He could play Suru. What does he decide to do? Ooh, decides to play Belmir. You may rest this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 to the cost of his turn. Then give your leader up to one of your... then give your leader or up to one of your characters plus 1,000 power. Wow, okay, interesting card, interesting card. Okay, cool. So we have 3 done here. Let's go ahead and deploy our Nami. We really want to see Makino, but it's fine. We'll go ahead and pull 2020 Chopper here. We can then attach 1 Dawn to Zoro. And then we'll swing with Zoro. We'll see if we can get a 2k counter out of hand or if he takes the hit. Okay, he decides to take the hit. That's fine. And then we can just attach 1 Dawn to Karu, and then Karu can also swing at the leader here for 5k. And he'll probably block with a 1,000 counter. Let's see. So ideally with Zoro, like we can just like drop him and be pretty aggressive with him. He doesn't have any blockers up right now, so we don't really have to worry. We'll see if he decides to play blocker next turn. Right now, I guess he's really thinking. Wow, he decides to take the hit. Yeah, ideally, as long as he has no blocker on board, we get like the pressure starts to get really overwhelming. Hopefully, we can draw into our Sunny-kun. Makino is also pretty important. That bandit card, forgot her name. I don't know what's slipping my mind. If we can get that, that'll be good. He could play Kizaru here, which would be problematic. Does not play the Kizaru, goes for the Tashigi. So going to -1 my Nami, we'll be able to pump up his Sakazuki to 6k. And then he'll probably swing leader because like there's not really a reason to do that if he's just going to go for Karu because he's already 2,000 power above. So I'm assuming he's going to put Sakazuki to 6k. Yep, he does. So now he has 1 more Dawn available. Will he play another 1 cost? No, he's going to go for the 7k and then go for leader. And I'm not going to block this because right now I have a 2 life lead. So I will easily just take this hit. And we get an Otama. Not ideal. Definitely not the ideal card we're looking for. But, I mean, it's always nice to have that as a defensive option. It's good to have as an offensive option. It opens up our jet pistol play, although we don't need it right now. Not playing anything big, but we can expect Sakazuki coming not next turn, but the turn after. Once he would be at 7 Dawn, I believe. So that's when that will be live, and then we can look for that play. So he's thinking. He has no other play. I'm not sure why he's not passing turn. So let's see. Hopefully we can draw Karu. Hopefully we could draw Sunny-kun. The thing about this deck too is that like these 1-drops, like they feel like they're okay to stay on the board, but the longer that they're on the board, like the more pressure that you could bring. Because in reality, they're all 1,000 power more, and like it sneaks up on people, right? Okay, I don't know why he's waiting. I'm just gonna type question mark. I don't mean to be BM, but I mean, like, what other play can you do, bro? It's your second turn. You're fully tapped out. I mean, I can give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe like somebody's calling him in real life. Like, you know, maybe his phone's ringing. You know, maybe like he had something on the stove. Okay, he passed his turn. So he still didn't draw the card that we need. Playing Zoro here would be good because even if it dies, we easily pull it back with Yuta. And we can get a lot of pressure here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put 1 on Zoro and we're going to swing. We'll see if we can get a 2k counter out of hand now. The good thing about Black is Black plays a lot of cards that don't really have counters. So the fact that he played Tashigi on board, wow, he took the hit. Okay. We'll touch 1 Dawn to Karu here. I mean, at some point he's going to have to use counters. But yeah, what I was going to say is Black plays a lot of cards that don't have counters. And then the ones that do, the good cards that they play will typically have 2k counter. So here swinging with Karu being 5,000 power, we're like, if he has a counter in hand, it's probably going to be a 2k counter, right? Wow, he ends up taking the hit too. So we could actually go for lethal here with Zoro. Zoro's 6k, so now he has to drop a 2k counter. Oh, sorry, it's not lethal. It primes for lethal next turn. Now, if we had a Diablo Jump in our hand, then like next turn we just win. Unfortunately, we don't have Diablo Jump. So yeah, see, it's the same thing that I was talking about. 2k counter has to come through now. So we pass turn. There's a lot of plays that he could do here. The one card we don't want to see here for sure is Kuzan. We do not want to see 4-drop Kuzan here. If we do, it's not the worst, but it's just because 4-drop Kuzan can't be killed by Otama Jet Pistol. So Suru comes out only at 1 cost. So he has a ton of stuff to manipulate my cost, but nothing to really take advantage of it. Like, at this point, he's definitely going to swing at my Zoro. Wow, he's just manipulating my cost. I mean, it's very interesting. I wonder, like, if he's stuck here, right? Like, Sakazuki's a 6-drop, if I remember correctly. So he pops my Zoro, which is, like I said, 100% fine. The only cards that he can swing with are his leader and his TCG. I mean, he needs to get Karu off board just because Karu is actually putting on pressure, right? Okay, so he does get a blocker on board, which is pretty good. I mean, if I can draw into a Diablo Jump, that would be nice. If I could draw into 5-drop Luffy, that'd be amazing. So let's see what he decides to do. I mean, like, we have so many options. Even Nami can swing, right? Like, that's the thing that makes this deck beautiful, is that even Nami could swing. Okay, so I mean, he gets rid of my Karu, my Zoro. Like, I don't take damage here. Okay, nice. This is actually huge. Yeah, this is huge actually. Okay, let's think about how we want to play this. Let's start off with Zoro swinging at leader. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so now we have to be careful because he could have that one event, that impact wave. Impact wave can definitely destroy us. So we do want to be careful. So here we have a play, right? Nami's effectively 3k right now. We can play Makino, which will make her 5k, and then we can also attach Dawn and go for a big swing. And then that puts him at lethal range for next turn. And then we just play Tony Chopper as a blocker, and then we try to go for game next turn. I think that's the play here, right? We'll play Chopper here. And then we can even play Brook just to have another. But then I kind of want to have the counters in hand. I don't think he can go for lethal next turn. Yeah, I really don't think he can go for lethal next turn. So I think I just play the Brook to have another body on board to try to swing for game with. We attach 2 Dawn to her. Or no, we could just attach more Dawn, right? We don't need the extra Dawn. We just make her stupid strong here and swing for 10k. So even if he has Impact Wave here, he has to still invest another card from his hand. And if he doesn't have Impact Wave and he's just bluffing with these 2 Dawn, then he takes hit and he's in lethal range. Or he might have a bunch of 2k counters in hand in which he's going to have to play. So either way, I like this play. We have a blocker on board. It's looking pretty good. Counter step. Impact Wave. Okay, we expected that. Now, does he Impact Wave the Chopper? The right play would be to Impact Wave the Chopper, right? But then he still has to discard another card, which is fine. That's really good for us if he does. Because then next turn he's going to swing into Makino. We'll still have Brook to swing with. Yeah, so there's the Chopper. Now he's going to have to discard one. He's going to have to discard 2 1k counters or 1 2k counter here. Which we're fine with, right? Like, think about that. Imagine a Nami forcing your opponent to use an Impact Wave. Oh, wow. So he Impact Waves. Wow, he didn't have the counter. Yeah, so he needs to have lethal this turn. If he doesn't have lethal this turn, he needs to at least get like a Hina out, Corazon out, something. And if I top deck into Diablo Jump, it's just GG. And even then, I can just Jet Pistol into dumping all Dawn on Zoro and swing for game. So I think we have this. If we survive this turn, we have this. Right? Because, yeah, I don't see how we can lose this match. I really wonder what's in his hand. Like, the fact that he hasn't, like, we look at his discard, like, obviously he's playing, like, the meta cards, right? Like, if you look at, like, Smoker decks, if you look at Sakazuki decks that are performing, like, these are the cards they're running. I've never seen this one, but he finally does get Kuzan on board. But yeah, he's not going to have lethal, right? Even if he attaches Dawn. So I think it's just game. Because one hit has to go to Makino. If he leaves Makino live, then he just loses. Like, one hit has to go to Makino for sure. Even if he if he leaves Nami up, that's fine. Wait, why did he have to trash Smoker? Wait, what happened? Deploy Kuzan, draw one card, trash Smoker. Wait, what happened? Oh, Sakazuki effect. Okay, he got broke off board because he thinks that he'll have enough to counter me for next turn. And, like, he's going to swing. He's going to swing. But, okay, we'll see how he plays it. Because if he doesn't play it right, I have 4K worth of counter. So I'll make him invest resources. Okay, damn it, he played it right. I thought he was gonna go for my Makino. Yeah, we let Nami die here. That's fine. Cause he's fully tapped out now, right? So like, there's literally nothing he can do. There's no block on board. There's no impact wave. The game's over. He has no lethal. He has to attack Makino. If he keeps Makino alive, that's kind of throw. We can Uta into Zoro if we need. Right? Like and then Zoro can go for game. Like, I think he's realizing the game's over now. Because let's say every card in his hand. Let's say every card in his hand is a 2K counter, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That brings him to 15K. And if I attach all of my Dawn, I'm also at 15K. Right? So he literally can't win. But simply because of, like, math, right? It's literally just math. If he had 6 cards in hand, then he might be able to stop it. Oh, wait, no, I'm stupid. I'm 14K. Why did I think I was 15K? I'm at 9 Dawn. So he technically could live this turn. If he has all 2K counters in hand. Yeah, that's game. Alright, well, that is little Zoro. I wasn't able to show you guys the full combo, but I think you guys kind of get the idea of how the deck is played. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know in the comment section below. I really hope you guys test it out and enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.